I was not in the room, although I showed up shortly thereafter and saw what the reaction was
What
from
was the
those
body
that were.
language that you saw?
It was a lot of confusion. I mean, it was a very long speech, and really the only newsworthy thing that he said was he's not going to invade Greenland, which is amazing that that is an actual statement that is newsworthy
Right.
in 2026.
You are expert on threat. You are expert on negotiation. You are expert on sanctions. How do you form that Europe will, quote unquote, develop a spine, as so many people are talking about?
Well, I think you're already beginning to see it. Mark Rutte, the NATO Secretary General, today confronted President Trump on his comments that he didn't think that NATO had America's back. And he reminded them that NATO lost one troop for every two American lives lost in the Afghanistan conflict. So I think you are already beginning to see it. Perhaps the greatest unintended consequence of President Trump's approach and posture towards Europe is he's really uniting them right now. The question is, will they seize the moment? It does seem like this Greenland episode we're going to be able to put behind us, but obviously it's still early days.
Dan, yesterday, Secretary Commerce Howard Lutnick, in his speech, I think effectively the reporting I'm seeing effectively said, globalism is in fact dead here. Is that the feeling in Davos, which one would argue to be the epicenter of globalism?
I mean, honestly, the vibe this week has been like this entire village is a group therapy session. I don't think the view is that globalism is dead. I think the realignment of trade flows is really what people are trying to figure out going forward. No one is trying to abandon the U.S. No one is looking to pull investment. If anything, even the European investment firms I'm working with are still deploying more investments, partly because where else will they go? But no, I don't think the vibe is that globalism is dead, despite those comments from Secretary Lutnick.
So is there an expectation that this Greenland issue, if we call it an issue, is fading here and maybe some other topics can come to the forefront, maybe Ukraine, for example?
I mean, it would be wonderful if we could spend more time on Ukraine. And President Zelensky just arrived in Davos a few hours ago to meet with President Trump. You heard in President Trump's remarks yesterday, he couldn't criticize Putin without saying something negative about President Zelensky. That'll likely change after he spends time with him. Right. I do think Greenland is behind us. We're kind of back to where we started. Let's remember the U.S. has pretty wide rights to do whatever it wants militarily on the island. And we do not know the specifics of this deal. But honestly, I don't think it's going to look that different from where we could have been before this began.
Dan, on the x-axis, does Europe, does Davos, does Dan Tannebaum, Hugh von Steenis, and the rest, do you just outlast Trump? Is there a sense here, get to November, the midterms, maybe the Republicans win, maybe the Democrats win, who knows, and then you just outlast him another 3 years?
I mean, I think no, because it is, there's been a lot of everyone reminding each other that it's only been a year this week. That's certainly been a lot. I do think the midterms have come up quite a bit without attributing who a Republican senator I was with the other day basically said it would be great for America if the Democrats do win back the House. Just to begin having a divided government again. So there's definitely been a lot of talk and some degree of hope around midterms. I think everyone's still figuring out how to work with Trump beyond just acquiescing and speaking out more. I think seeing what Mark said today, you're starting to see more of that, even what the Exxon CEO said a few weeks ago. It's not all just falling in line anymore.
Oh, that's really, I wanted to go, Dan, but that's just too important. The oil executives, are they there? Are they like driving forward from that meeting of Paul, 5 days ago?
Yeah.
So I haven't seen any oil executives from energy companies. I've been with some of the oil and energy trading firms. And look, it is 100% illegal to do anything more in Venezuela.
Right.
If you wanted to get information from PDVSA to even make an informed decision, that would violate sanctions. So until Secretary Besson and the administration begin to ease sanctions, these guys couldn't do anything even if they wanted to, and that appetite is pretty limited.